Hey there, everyone. It's Denise Salcedo. Welcome back to the channel. I am very stoked because today my guest is former WWE Raw and SmackDown Women's Champion. You all know her, the EST of WWE, Bianca Belair. Bianca, how are you?
I am good. I'm great. How are you?
I'm awesome. It's always so good to chat with you because I just love your energy so much. And I know how busy you are all the time. So I kind of want to start off there. How's your day going? How's everything?
Everything's good. I mean, busy as always, but busy in a good way. I'm in New York right now because we'll be in Madison Square Garden tonight, which is always special. So I'm just excited for tonight.
You can't complain, right? When you're in the Big Apple, and that's like where life really feels really nice to just be at. So it's really awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely always coming to New York is fun and exciting. I mean, the fans here are amazing, and then, I mean, we're performing in Madison Square Garden, so like you said, I just feel alive today.
That's so awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and dive right in because there's so much that I want to touch base with you. But the first thing that I want to kick things off with is C4 Energy and WWE getting to do this co branded collaboration. And you're part of the campaign, you're part of all of this. Tell us about the collaboration and being part of it.
Yeah, I'm so excited. C4 and WWE were collaborating together, and I'm one of the athletes that's a part of it. I'm excited about it because I've been using C4 for a very long time. Back in my CrossFit days, I was using C4. So when I was presented with this opportunity, I was excited for it because it just felt natural and it felt organic. And I'm very particular about what I put in my body because my body is everything when in WWE. So the fact that C4 it has no sugars, no carbs, no artificial flavors, and but it still gives me the energy that I need to work out because I work out all the time, to work out in the gym, to travel 4 or 5 days a week, to have 3, 4 matches a week, to do my media in between and airplanes and everything. Like C4 has everything for workouts, which is like smart energy. If you just need to get through like an interview, it has everything. So I love C4. I love being a part of it.
Oh, that's so cool. Did you ever think, like, seriously, think about this, like the big picture when you mentioned that you used to drink it back in your CrossFit days. And now here you are being part of the promotional campaign to be able to, talk about this and the fact that, WWE like picked you to be one of, the faces of this. Like, how mind blowing is that?
It's so mind blowing. Like I never would have thought that my phone is ringing in the hotel room.
Hey, Bianca Belair is busy. Her phone is always ringing.
I'm on the road in the hotel room doing it. No, it's special because no, I would have never thought that. Back in my CrossFit days, I'm just using C4, just to get through my workouts, and now like fast forward, I'm one of the faces of the collaboration between C4 and WWE, and you're going to like our big PLEs, and there's big billboards, and like I'm on the side of it. I'm also doing it with my husband, who's Montez Ford, one half of the Street Profits, and we're doing this together. It's just like what I will say. It's just like what's meant to be will be, and it's just really cool that now I'm on the other side where I get to be one of the sponsored athletes of representing C4 because I feel like it got me to WWE.
It all comes full circle, right? Like all of it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is so freaking cool. And especially like you mentioned, you get to do it alongside your husband and just get to have these moments together all the time. I'm sure is like, it's priceless, right? It's priceless.
Definitely is. It is. It's special.
So I do want to go ahead and dive into because clearly, like Bianca, we have seen you lift men. I have seen you, lift up more than one woman at a time in your matches. Like you're very strong. Your physique is incredible. Your endurance is incredible. There's a reason why you're the EST. So with that being said, how do you manage the workout schedule, the training, the preparation when you are on the road 365 days a year? And even when you're not wrestling, doing the media appearances, things like this, how do you manage all that?
It's hard. I mean, being in WWE, there's not one day that looks the same. Every single day is different. Every single week is different. So it's all about just trying to find a balance in between all of it. So sometimes, we might be catching a flight early in the morning and have a show that night. So as soon as I'm landing, I'm making it a priority to get to the gym. But then, you've been up since 6 o'clock in the morning, so you need that extra energy. So that's where C4 comes in handy to get me ready and get my mindset ready and to get like give me that energy to get through my workout. And then I have a match that night, and then I'm in the car driving 3 hours to the next city to do it all over again. So that's when smart energy comes into play for when you're driving or you're, it's more of a mental focus, or I have an interview throughout the week. So there's C4 for everything that like it fits my lifestyle perfectly. And I have something where I can drink for whatever, whether it's an interview, it's a workout in the gym, it's wrestling in the ring. So it's a lot of just like trying to find balance, but it's more so making things a priority. So it's always going to be workout, rest, and then your food. That's always going to be your priority, and then everything else kind of just has to work around it. But C4 definitely helps me get from point A to point B to point C all the way to Z because being in WWE, we go from A to Z.
Exactly. And I was going to say, like, it's not every day where you're like, oh, I got to go to the gym. How can I get up to get myself to be energized to even go? And, I'm curious about that, Bianca, because like we mentioned, like you're so great in the ring and it's not easy. Not everybody can step in and do that kind of stuff. So when you are at the gym, what are some of your focuses in terms of like, what does your training look like? What do your workouts look like?
Yeah, I do a little bit of everything. I do a lot of weight training, so I lift a lot of heavy weights. I do a lot of like different type of Olympic lifts. So I love power cleans. I love pressing because it's applicable to what I do in the ring. Like I'm pressing girls up over my head, so I'm doing a lot of power cleaning presses with heavy weights. Um, and I love circuits. I love to always stay moving because in the ring, you're picking people up, but you're also hitting the ropes and you're dropping down and you're turning flips. So your cardio has to be there. So I love to do like CrossFit type of workouts, heavy weight training. And if I ever do like just cardio on a machine, I always try to do hit cardio. I can't do like the steady 20, 30-minute cardio. But I'm always constantly trying to build my cardio and build muscle. So that's kind of what I focus on all throughout the week. But every day is different. Like Mondays are usually my leg days because it gives me more days to recover because I wrestle more so on Fridays. So you want those recovery days in between.
Especially with leg day, right?
Yeah, and I hard on leg day, and then the next day is usually like back, or the next day is usually shoulders, and they might do leg day again. But it's really just a combination of everything, but mostly just weight training and cardio.
Oh my God. Well, you know what? It sounds like hard work, and clearly it's paying off because we see it. And that's the thing. Like, I wanted to go ahead and dive into this with you because, Bianca, how do I explain this? Like, and you know this, I'm sure you know this, but every time that you are announced for a match, or we're heading into a pay-per-view, SummerSlam's just around the corner. Anytime you are announced for a match, you're in a match, everybody knows that they're going to get top tier, top caliber in-ring performances, in-ring matches, and you have set the bar really high. And we're focusing right now on the women's division, but there are so many times where I'm like, man, the women, they've had a better match than the men. And so to be able to set the bar that high, did you ever think you would be the person to come into the company and do that?
Um, well, I do think that like when I first came in, I didn't really come from a wrestling background, so I knew that I wanted to bring something different to the table. So I tried to always incorporate some type of powerlifting, that's where like I was power cleaning and pressing a girl over my head, or for my gymnastics background, so I could climb to the top rope and do a 450, and just try to bring something fresh, something new. But but there's women that were here before me too that were doing amazing things, like the Four Horsewomen, and I've been able to step in the ring with them and create some amazing moments, amazing matches. And but it's really cool that I was one of not the only one of the first collegiate athletes that were able to come over and really transition into a successful wrestler. Now we have the NIL program behind us is coming through, and they're recruiting more collegiate athletes. So to know that I was one of the many that opened the door for that, it means a lot. And I do feel like there was a narrative for a while where as women, we were trying to prove that we don't just have good matches to be women, we just have good matches, period. So for a minute, yeah, maybe we were competing with the men and trying to have better matches than the men, but I feel like now we're at the point where that's a given, and so it's no longer a competition with the men, it's just a competition with ourselves, and we're just trying to top what we did the show before and the show before, and so it's really cool to be a part of the division right now, where our focus is just going out there and topping ourselves and not trying to necessarily top the men. If you get what I'm saying.
Exactly. Oh no, I get what you're saying because I just like I feel like I can think of so many of your matches, but obviously the work that you've done with Becky Lynch, the work that you've done with Bayley, the recent stuff that you did with Io Sky. I mean, there's just so much that you've been able to do that has been really great. So, and I'm curious about that because now at this point, obviously you're still early on in your career, but you've already done so much, like so many accolades that you've already acquired. At this point in time, Bianca, what would you say is the match that you are most proud of? Like when you think about it and you go, I can't believe I did that. Which match is that?
There's so many because, like you said, I'm very happy with the reputation that I've built. That if you see Bianca Belair in a match, it's going to be a great match, a good match, some feat of strength and athleticism. There's so many, and that's what's so hard. I mean, of course, me main eventing WrestleMania. Anybody who's in WWE, their goal is to always main event WrestleMania, and I was able to do that. But I also, the work that I've done with Becky Lynch, our WrestleMania 38 match, I think was an amazing match. But some matches I feel like that aren't talked about enough are the matches that I've done with Bayley, like our Hell in a Cell match in front of no audience, and you go back and you watch that match, the creativity, what we did in that match, it was like really an amazing match.
All of them, all the work that you did with Bayley, I felt like all of your matches, you guys told these different stories. And that's why, like, when I think about it, I'm like, she is one of the first people that pops up in my mind when I think of some of your body of work. And you mentioned obviously Becky Lynch, that was phenomenal too. Sasha Banks, just everything that you guys have been able to touch on. It's really cool to have the chemistry with the other female performers. Like, what does that mean to you to be able to find this chemistry with people that are also at the top of their game?
Oh, it means everything. I mean, because when you're stepping in the ring with people of that caliber, you want to make sure that you can step up with them and you can hold your own, and like it's the both of us doing this together and having chemistry with someone. It speaks a lot. Like WrestleMania 37, a lot of people don't know this, but that was our first time ever touching, ever. Like we had never had a match before that. And so to go back and watch that match and see the chemistry that we had and we had never touched before, it's kind of mind-boggling. And then WrestleMania 38, before that, I think we had a couple of matches here on the pay-per-view, but I was very proud of the work that we did storyline-wise leading up to that. And then having everybody on their toes for WrestleMania 38 at the very, very beginning of the match. That's what you want. Everybody was so invested. And then, with the matches with last woman standing match in the Hell in a Cell match with with Bayley, they were also creative, and that was one of our main goals. Is we wanted, like especially last woman standing match, we wanted ours to stand out from any other last man standing or last woman standing matches you've ever seen. So I just, it's really cool to build that reputation of with the matches that I've had and been able to have.
Yeah, I think that that's the right way to say it. Your reputation is it's good, man. It's definitely good. I do want to go ahead and switch gears into something that I feel like, given that WWE just came off of, Money in the Bank in London, and then we mentioned earlier, Backlash in Puerto Rico. So they've been going to all of these different places. And so as somebody who is there, who's part of these matches, who's part of the everything that surrounds the extravaganza, right? For you going to these new places, what's the experience like?
Oh, it's amazing. For one, we don't get to go there a lot, so they don't even get to see us a lot. So the international crowds are some of the best crowds ever. I mean, they're so excited to see us. They're invested. They're loud, and it's great because it shows you how global WWE is. I mean, we can go to other countries and people know exactly who we are and they want us there, whether it's, Puerto Rico, whether it's London, whether it's Saudi Arabia. It just shows you how global, how big WWE is. But the crowds there they're amazing. I mean, everyone heard the crowd in Puerto Rico. Everyone heard the crowd, just last week at Money in the Bank in London. And, now people are like, hey, are we going to do a WrestleMania somewhere international? I think it's only a matter of time.
Exactly. And I know you're so busy, but like, do you get any time to do sightseeing? Do you make like any opportunities to be like, well, I'm here, I might as well look around?
A lot of times we don't, honestly. Like a lot of times we're in and out of the city or the pay-per-views. What we do get to do a lot of times is we get to go into the community. So last year for Money in the Bank, when it was in Vegas, we got to go to the VA hospital. A lot of times when we're in New York and other cities, even in Saudi Arabia, we do a lot of Be a Star rallies, like don't be a bully, be a star rally. So we actually get to go into the community a lot. Sightseeing, we don't get to do as much, but I try to make it a point to do it as much as possible. We were just in the UK for a tour not too long ago, and the show ended almost close to midnight, and we went to the Eiffel Tower, but they told us that the lights were already out. We were like, we don't care. When are we going to be in Paris again? We're going to go see the Eiffel Tower. It's dark. We can barely see it, but we're here.
You can feel the magic, right?
We try, but it's hard, but we try.
Oh my God, no, that's awesome. Like honestly, and I've seen you. I've been at these community events, and I've seen you, interact with the kids, and I can't even imagine like what that experience, how fulfilling that kind of an experience must be for you.
Yeah, that's my why. Like, it's one thing to be in the ring and be seen as a champion in the ring and hold your title up, but it's a whole other thing to like go outside the ring, and especially kids. Like, kids make everything special because kids will tell you the truth if they like it, if they don't. But their reactions are so organic, and it's so special. So to be able to go and interact with the kids and do BSR rallies, we're trying to encourage them to be the best version of themselves and be great human beings, and then seeing how we inspire them and see their little faces light up. It's amazing, and that's really my why, and that's what I enjoy the most out of everything that I do is getting to see the kids and interact with the kids.
That's so awesome. My last question for you is kind of like a two-part question, but SummerSlam is around the corner, and I'm curious as to what we can expect from you. And then also, summer. Clearly, we're in the summer now, and I wanted to know what you were most looking forward to.
Ooh, SummerSlam. Let's see. Well, first, I'm just trying to get a rematch. I was supposed to get a rematch against Asuka, and now she has a brand new title. She is the WWE Women's Champion, and I want that title. So I'm just looking forward to getting my rematch and making sure nobody else cuts the line. So hopefully, I can get a rematch at SummerSlam. And right now, I'm just like guarding all areas to make sure nobody cuts the line before I can get my rematch. So hopefully, there's a rematch for me at SummerSlam. I walked out with a victory last year at SummerSlam, so looking to repeat the same thing this year and walk out as your champion. In summer, I'm looking forward to. Well, it's hard because we don't really get a summer because we don't have
Right.
season, but I'm looking forward to trying to find more time to get in my swimming pool because I've never. And I want to go to a water park. I've never been to a water park in the summer since I started in WWE because we're just always on the go. So I want to try to find time to do summer things in the
Yes. Yes. I love that. As long as you get the summer vibes going, you'll start to feel like even a little extra better, but you're hustling, you're working. Bianca, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to do this interview with me. Seriously, I appreciate it so much. Before we go, is there anything you'd like to plug or anything you'd like to tell your fans?
Um, no, just check out SummerSlam. Hopefully, I get to have a title match for SummerSlam. And my husband and I, we have a reality series coming out on Hulu coming soon. It's about our life inside and outside the ring. We're kind of pulling the curtain back a little bit and showing you who we are at home and having some of our family involved in it. So, watch it because we need the streams and we need the views.
Get it. I cannot wait to watch that, by the way. I've been thinking about it ever since it was announced, so I can't wait to watch it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for watching this interview. I'm Denise Salcedo. This is the EST, Bianca Belair, and we'll catch you guys next time. Bye, everyone.